Sound good, and our volume doesn't fucking go crazy. Swedish Pocket. Thanks for the love. They left this comment. I appreciate that. Where's my notification that we're live? Where is it? Hey, where you going? Oh. Let's see how we sound. Testing, testing. Are y'all ready for this shit?
Check, check, check. Are y'all ready for this?
All right. I think we're good, man.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? No one's with us yet.
I'm ready, spaghetti.
Okay, I guess. Let me crack open another booski.
A bang. Bang, motherfucker.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Is it the end of the world? Yes, it is the end of the world. And it's also the beginning of a brand new, solid, juggalo world for us all to enjoy. We'll never die alone.
Yeah. What's up?
What is going down, y'all?
I love this song.
I love it, man.
What's going on, y'all? This is Deck One Dealt. Once again, my name is Kyle, a.k.a. Keezy, if you'd like.
Cover law, y'all. How y'all doing?
And we are here once again to bring you the top underrated Juggalo podcast on Earth.
Underrated. Just not dated. Segregated,
I mean,
if you will.
I mean, that's DC Fago guy speaking there. You know, I don't think we're underrated. I love how much you jugs rate us. We appreciate all the love that we do get.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I mean, we're just doing our thing, man. You know, if it stays this way forever, it's cool.
Yeah,
it's
man.
cool with me.
Jug Church, I love it. Justin Manny, thanks for joining us. Shout out to Lil Ninja and Bazooka Joe and Echo Side Fiend. We see y'all.
Yeah. Oh man. So it's just great to have, you know, the support and these people behind us. You know, every day we see them in the chat. Love it. Fucking thank y'all.
Yeah, man, for sure. Fucking Barkle Brothers merch has been flying off the shelves.
I mean, it's just it's just going.
Dude,
we can't keep it in stock.
Jugs are going to be fucking decked, pun intended, decked out
Decked
and
out,
Barkle
man.
Brothers
Oh,
shit.
yeah,
Come gathering time.
Fuck
bro.
yeah.
So we appreciate y'all that have been placing orders.
Yeah,
honestly.
we got a little bit of merch, you know. Some socks came
Oh yeah,
in.
I'm wearing mine. Look.
Yeah, man. I mean, we got the socks going.
You like my fucking Barkle Brothers socks, bro? Look at that shit.
I mean, they're fire. They're fire. I mean, I can't even find out
Dude,
how to fucking open
I'm one of
these.
those guys that like love socks. I have so many socks, and like I have like all kinds of silly and like cool, but my favorite are comfy socks. I don't give a fuck what they look like, but if they're like a soft material, they're not scratchy, they're stretchy, and you know how socks have like technology now? Have you seen this?
Like the socks that like always feel like they wrap around your
Yes.
feet and they always feel cool.
Yes, that's what I mean. So socks
Yeah.
have I don't know.
Socks have technology.
I don't know if these Barkle Brothers socks have technology, but well here's
No, they do have technology.
but they do. I'm not gonna bullshit y'all. Like for real, these are way comfier than I thought. They're like thick and soft, and like I'd wear these around the house and fucking, you know, you could step on twigs probably with no problem with these socks, bro. Get you some Barkle Brothers socks though. They're good. They're good shit.
Barkle Brothers socks.
I'm truly
man.
very pleased with them. And
Yeah.
they look fucking fly, bro. Look at this shit, bro. Come on,
man.
nah.
Yeah, you wear some shorts. You know what I mean? Get whatever kind of shoes you wear. Put these on.
Yeah,
Shit.
man. They're cute, man.
Oh yeah.
Girls. I mean, come on, girls. Oh yeah, I forgot. No girls watch this show.
I'm gonna give these to my wife. But yeah, we got the shirts and stuff and whatnot. I mean,
You know what? I washed mine, and it still turned out. It still looks great, man.
Oh yeah, that's cool, man. I didn't know you washed it.
Mm-hmm. Looks great. So get some. Deckbundelt.com/shop. Get you some.
Flying off the shit. God damn it! I fucked up my trilogy here.
When's the Barker Brothers era life-size cutout of Carver and Kesey getting released?
Barker Brothers. There you go. One of us needs like the jean jacket.
Oh yeah, and like I have to. What I had a cardboard cutout in my room. Like it was the one. It was the one that came out around that time. Actually.
Yeah, it was the one with the jean jacket,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. Jay's wearing a jean jacket, and Shaggy's like got his tongue out like this.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he
Shaggy
looks
had
really
a
mean.
flannel. Didn't Shaggy
Yeah,
have a flannel?
I think so. He had like one button or whatever. I want to say he's holding something, maybe a Faygo.
Yeah. Yeah,
can't
one of them
remember.
had a Faygo, yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, by the way, the original of the Barkle Brothers is right here.
Oh yeah, you brought that.
Yeah.
That's amazing, bro.
Drawn on actual comic board.
Here, I'll get rid of the
The 11 by 17 comic board. Penciled and inked, the whole deal, so.
Here, I was gonna here. Let me hide this.
That's the original.
Yeah, man, it looks fucking dope. I mean, your original drawing is like Carver. Like he plays how great of an artist he is. He really is truly like incredible. And this is what he's chosen to use his talents for. Is for Barker Brothers. So
I mean, I wouldn't say incredible. I mean, I know how to sling a little bit of lead here and there, but that's it.
well,
I appreciate it. I
have some original Carver art around here.
Yep. Just, draw some shit for the jugs,
Of course.
So, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, man.
So today we are going to be talking about the Marvelous Missing Link Outtakes. This album is this has to be one of the most forgotten about albums of ICB's history, right? Like it's just
I would say so.
it's
for
just
sure.
so obscure.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like for
You're
some,
talking about the outtakes themselves.
like the album itself, like just the album. Like, I mean, as far as how on the radar is this even on any Juggalo?
Well, what I've noticed about this the album is there's no UPC on this.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, so this probably wasn't even sold in stores ever.
There's no UPC that I've seen. The website's on there. Yeah, 2015 Psychopathic Records. Now, if you notice on Found, Red Distribution is on there. There's a UPC, obviously, so this had, Lost and Found had, legit distribution, and this was probably just distributed through Psychopathic online.
So
for the most part.
Let's pose this question: is this album more of a forgotten freshness, or is it more of a sideshow, like Terror Wheel or Bizarre?
I would say forgotten freshness, because they kind of stopped doing forgotten freshness and like just kind of released an accompanying album with outtakes from that era. That's kind of what they're doing now.
Well, I guess you're right, because prior to this album, it would have been Mighty Death Pop, and all of the songs that would have ended up on a Forgotten Freshness, they put on the albums that came with the Mighty Death Pop, right?
Exactly.
What would be the sideshow? That said, for Mighty Death Pop, that's a good question.
I think the sideshow shit's out the window, man.
They don't even. But what about like Yum Yum's Lore and Wicked Vic and shit?
Yeah, it seemed like they might have been. They just recently brought them back, but
you know what?
They were out. They were out the window for a bit.
They've never quite done it to where like it was that related. Like the Terror Wheel had the little Ringmaster symbol in the corner,
Yeah.
but that was as far as it really went to being related to the Ringmaster.
I think just back then with album releases, that's what groups did.
They did full LP,
Yeah,
EP.
That's just what
full LP, EP, like every other year.
Yeah, the industry changed, and like there's really no reason to do that anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
I just think they were going with the times, and they were trying. They're following suit, and it worked back then.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But what they do is the era of whatever album they're making, they create a bunch of shit in the studio.
Right.
And then they go through, they pick what they want, I'm sure every song is meant to be on the Joker's card,
Right.
and they record so much shit, and they finally go, let's just.
Well, do you
pick
think
this
back
shit.
then like Terror Wheel was the leftovers from Ringmaster? Or do you think they set out to make
I
Terror
think
Wheel?
they set out. I think that's one reason why the Joker. I think Jay even mentions it in the book and some other things. Is like they would set out to make the sideshows, I believe, and
Okay.
they might throw some shit on there that they had left over, but they would be like, oh, okay, after this album, then we got back in the studio and released a little EP real quick, and then bam, it was right back into the studio for Brittle Box.
Yeah.
It was that kind of shit.
Because they really haven't done the sideshow EP shit since like Tunnel of Love to Great Malenko. Because after Malenko, it was Forgot Freshness 1 and 2, which I guess would be the sideshow in between, but it wasn't even really a sideshow.
No.
So they stopped doing that a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I guess the fact that we're even having this conversation is moot. But that said, the outtakes would be more of a Forgotten Freshness, we're going to say. It literally is outtakes, is what we're assuming. They're just being honest about it now.
Yeah, they've been around longer and not doing sideshows than they ever were doing sideshows. But the sideshows are just such pivotal releases for the old school.
Yeah, they were like important releases.
I mean, they're part of the first deck,
Dude, like Tunnel of Love, it was almost as important as Great Malenko as bringing me into.
Yeah, it was definitely as
a juggalo.
important. Yeah, it was definitely as important as Riddle Box for sure. Like,
yeah, so those albums are not to be like forgotten, but this album I don't think fits that bill whatsoever. I think it's more of like just another Forgotten Freshness.
Yeah.
People were like praising the shit out of this album, like, oh, it's better than Lost and Found. I'm just gonna tell you right now, y'all are fucking wrong. Just to be honest, like this album is good, and I've listened to this album more in the past week than I ever have.
I've never listened to it, and I listened to it this past week.
Prior to this week, I may have heard it once, but I've probably listened to it legitimately all the way through 6 or 7 times.
Yeah,
and I have a lot of opinions about several of the songs. There are some gems on this album, and we'll get into that. But to say it's even on par with, to say it's on par with Found is laughable. But I mean, you could make the argument that you like this album more than Lost, and I could say, yeah, I can see that. But
yeah, I don't know where it sits with me just yet. I'm thinking it may sit a little higher than Lost, but I don't think it's as good as Found as a whole.
Yeah.
I'll still have to go say Found as it to me that's the missing link. It's the Shangri-La of the missing link era.
Okay.
That's what I see Found
I agree with
as.
that. I agree with that. Let's see what people in the comments are going haywire. Let's see. Yeah, they're talking about the Calm at first, saying it was underrated, I think. They made the outtakes, weren't happy. DC Fago guy says, what's up, brother? He says they weren't happy with the message they were going for, so they rehashed everything, which I don't understand why they thought these songs sucked.
There's some really good songs on this album. I'll give it that.
Yes, I'll say that too.
Like there's probably a few songs on the outtakes I like better than like everything on Lost and Found.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's a thing with this album that if the song doesn't sound the way I like it, the idea of it is like amazing.
Yeah, I think there's several songs that fit that
Yeah.
thought, because there's a few songs on this album I'm like, man, if they tried a little harder on this song, this would be a fucking bang.
Or if they just would have
Sorry.
went a different direction with their sound on it.
Yeah, there's a few interesting choices that I think were wrong, which is why they ended up on this album and not the main album. And I think they realized that too. So, that's to their point, but that's the reason these songs won't end up being classics or even thought of. And that's why they'll end up forever being outtakes, Let's see. We can just go ahead and get into it. We didn't set up a Juggalo origin today, so we're just going to get into this album, and then we're going to show. Me and Carver have created our definitive Marvelous Missing Link, third Joker's card.
Yeah.
Of all 3 of these albums,
the single album.
So we'll go through this album first, then we'll show you guys what we thought of that all together. Okay. So that said, let's fucking do it.
Sir.
Let me find
I mean,
the album here.
there's definitely out of the trilogy of the Missing Link, because I see it as a trilogy.
Sure. Sure.
Released in order, a trilogy, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the outtakes were like, hey, let's release a director's cut.
Yeah.
And
it's obvious they didn't spend too much. They didn't put too much thought into this. I mean, me and Carver both bought the album within the past week and got it. I was a little disappointed to see that it's just a one double-sided slip.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's fine. I was a little disappointed, but not like surprised, I guess. So it does share who the producers are and shit. Which, I mean, if you want to pull that out, check on it. I was curious who the voice was on this track. Like on the Marvelous Missing Link.
Yeah, that is. Let's see.
I know it did credit Big Hoodoo as being a voice on one of these tracks.
What is this? The track 2?
Yeah, track 1, The Missing Link.
Vocals performed by
Oh, no.
Violent J.
Look, so that would be track 2. That's interesting. I just realized this doesn't even have. Oh, hold on, wait. I'm going to the wrong. I didn't go to the right album here. The first track is actually the Lost intro. My bad.
Yeah.
Let's go to that.
It says vocals written and performed by Violent J.
Okay.
That's it.
So that's on the Lost intro or the Missing Link?
The Lost intro.
Okay. So the Lost intro is just this. I will say I did like this intro.
Yeah, I like the guitar.
I prefer this intro to Jump Steady. Bullshitting. Truly.
Poor Jump Steady.
I mean, that's not a knock on. I love Jump Steady, the man. I think his intros are useless. This is way cooler as an intro. But this also seems like it's like more of like Jay's in the studio, like just play something. We'll just do something. Like it's very like thrown together. But I love it, man. I think it's cool. With a little more production on this, I think this could have been a very dope intro.
Mm-hmm. I like how the actual CD has the real look, like the reel-to-reel look.
I do like the aesthetic of this CD. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's got that classic like stereophonic.
The cover is it's strange for ICP. All right, so then we get into the track, The Missing Link. This track should have been on one of the fucking albums, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I do like. It's probably the best. This is one of my favorite tracks on the outtake.
This is better than. I mean, I love the song I love the song Found. I truly do. But this song is more of a representation of the Joker's card.
Yeah, this
is the Great Malenko or the Riddle Box or the Carnival of Carnage or Ringmaster's Word of this album.
I think the wicked shit-loving juggalos would definitely prefer this one. I think it's more akin to classic ICP sounding.
The production? Who did the production on this?
Young Wicked.
Dude, this was some Mike Clark shit.
Dude, Young Wicked did 90% of the production on the outtakes.
Yeah.
There's some Mike P stuff on here, and I think there's like a couple Kuma tracks, but
this track is like fucking Riddle Box production, bro.
Yeah, Young Wicked owns this album for the most part. I mean, he did pretty much everything.
He fucking schooled this track. I like Violent J, the country singer. He said, "Zinga binga, wickety wee."
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some Malenko type of shit on here.
That shit toward the end when they start doing that shit is really funny.
Yeah.
Binga binga boongity bo.
There's a feel that they're like just trying to like do old school shit. It's not just coming like naturally. Like hey, let's make an old school. Let's try to make this old school. Okay, here, let's do like some chanting shit and blah blah blah. Because does the Missing Link really call for chanting and like spells and shit?
No, and maybe that's why this got cut.
Yeah.
And not to mention, this was probably made prior to them deciding to split it.
Yeah.
Or did they always have the intention to split it, I guess? But this track,
very good question.
This track legit couldn't fit on one or the other. It would have to be on both.
Yeah.
Which, spoiler alert, is why it'll end up on ours.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm more akin to a one single Joker's card. Go ahead and release different versions of it, different covers, different side CDs that come with it. But I've always been, give me just one Joker's card.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why Shangri-La is the 6 to me.
I do agree with that.
And honestly, if I would have to pick out of the 3, Found is the Missing Link. You know, to me, Found is the more the sound.
It's the ICP-est.
Yeah. I would say so.
I think our playlist is perfect though.
Yeah,
truly.
Yeah,
We trimmed all the fat.
I already forgot it, so
It'll be fun.
I can't wait till we get back to it.
This track is long. It's 4 minutes long. They do. Here they go. Who is this?
That's Jay.
That's Jay. Okay.
Additional. There's no additional vocals on here. Wait, additional lyrics written and performed by Young Wicked and Sugar Slam. So yeah.
Yeah, she's on the hook, like the whatever.
Which I think the hook sounds pretty damn good.
I love it, dude. This track is very dope.
This is a good track.
Like-
It's so reminiscent of old school
Yes.
shit.
Right out the gate with this too.
Yeah.
Like it's dope as fuck. And then to immediately go into 6 pedophiles.
Another one, man.
Dude, this song fucking rules. This is just as good as fucking To Catch a Predator or something. You know what I mean? Honestly. This is also it's similar to like 12, you know, in that same they're just
Yeah.
picking people off and explaining how they're doing it.
Yeah. To me, as far as like predator, pedophiles, I mean, Catch Predator is like the ultimate. I mean, 6 pedophiles is cool. It's up there, but it's definitely no Catch Predator.
Okay. Who did the production on this?
Young Wicked.
Okay.
I'm telling you, Young Wicked did pretty much every track on here. There's 1, 2,
Does it say Jay?
3. There's like 4 tracks he didn't do on here.
All right. Yeah, I mean, this song like what's that sound like that? You know what I'm talking about? There.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like some old school shit. It sounds like it's sampled from
he-
old ICP.
Yeah, I think he's literally tapping into like he was like, let me do some old school ICP beats. That's probably why they scrapped it. They didn't want the old school sound and shit.
Maybe.
They're like, let me go with the more modern shit that you're
Dude,
doing.
if Young Wicked could have kept this up, dude, like, sign me the fuck up for Young Wicked to be their producer. Like, it really is that
yeah.
good.
So if Young Wicked is that good of a producer where he can produce these different genres
He can
of
emulate
beats, right?
fucking Mikey
He
Clark.
can emulate Mikey Clark. He can do modern sounding stuff. It was probably ICP who chose to go with the more modern sounding beats he did.
Yeah, you might be right.
He gave them a selection. He's like, here's these beats, you know, or they probably said, we want a beat like this. And then when they heard it, they was like, we'll use this one. You know what I mean?
I would love explanations. I would love for Jay to sit down like we're doing right now and tell us why they didn't use each of these tracks. That's what I want to hear, like legit. Because like this song, why the fuck wasn't this on Lost?
Yeah, it's I know.
Instead of You Should Know. Not to mention Lost is only 14 tracks. You could have thrown a couple more on there, bro. Unless they intended on doing this album the whole time, too, you know?
Yeah. See, Bazooka Joe said his break's over.
Oh, thanks for hanging out with us. He's always mad he can't hang with us during the show, so I'm glad he got to hang with us a little bit. He's always blowing up our comments, man. We love you, Bazooka Joe.
Is
for
it
real.
Sundays that don't work for you, bud?
Yeah, maybe. Sucks you work on Sundays, man. We feel for you. I used to
No.
do it all the time, man. I know it.
It should have been.
You don't think Six
One-
Pedophiles would fit on either record? It's definitely Lost. I mean, it just due to the Wicked factor, it's on Lost, I
Yeah.
say.
I mean, 6 pedophiles would fit on a lot of Joker's cards.
Yeah, dude. This song fucking rules.
This could be on any Joker's card in the second deck.
I agree. And like Jay's using his cool guy rap voice. The beat is tight as fuck. The story is like simplistic but well executed.
Even though this isn't a Mikey Clark beat, this could fit on Bang Pow Boom and Mighty Death Pop. It could fit on there, and I would not be. I wouldn't. As soon as this track hit, I wouldn't be like, wait a minute, that's not a Mikey Clark beat. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
even known.
yeah, same. That's a great point.
I mean,
that's how
it-
fucking good this production
yeah.
is, dude. Like, I mean, let's not, you know, we really need to give props where they're due. Young Wicked fucking schooled it
Yeah,
on this shit,
man.
dude. He really
I
was.
agree,
He
like-
really was coming correct with ICP at this time, and like,
Yeah.
he really should be like regarded as one of ICP's best producers. I mean, just based off of these albums, dude. Like,
if it was their choice to go with what they picked for Lost and Found and stuff, it's their fault is the reason why people didn't like people like me who I never listened to the outtakes. didn't realize that Young Wicked could produce beats that sounded
Right.
you know, kind of like the vein of the old school ICP.
Dude, he was in the pocket, and it's a goddamn shame that couldn't work out,
Yeah.
man. Really.
That being said, I still think I prefer Kuma.
I'm completely okay with that. Like,
I still think I prefer Kuma, but
I would have to look.
this is right there.
I would have to look at more of a list of what Kuma individually has done, because it's unfortunate that Kuma has been so like sporadic that I can't quite pick out his production. I know almost every Kuma song I've heard produced I like, but I need to see more of a definitive list. And maybe that's something we can work on, because I want to give him the props, and I know he deserves it. But it's just so I got it all confused up here, man. Like, that said, it's a good argument for how good he is, because he's mixing in with Seven and Mike P and all these years.
Yeah.
Like, I can't make out who's who. He's killing it, bro.
Oh yeah.
All right, this is the monster.
So DC Fago guy, and this is kind of what I thought. This is what I figured. He says Young Wicked learned everything from Kuma.
He was and it does say he was in the studio with Kuma
Yeah.
the entire time on these albums.
And that's why, and that's what I theorized, and that's why he's so good.
And let's keep it real too. Prior to this, what was A&B, Axe Murder Boys, doing? They did Blood In, Blood Out, I think, by this time, which was a good album, and it's well produced. I don't know if they did all. I don't know who did the production on that album. I'd have to go back and check it out. But my point is, prior to this, what were they doing like in a major way? What kind of major production was Young Wicked even doing? He had produced, I think Axe Murder Boys had like 6 or 7 albums. Don't get me wrong, like by this time. But was he doing all the production on that shit?
I have no clue.
I don't either. I'm very, if any Axe Murder Boys like knowledgeable jugs know about this shit, please like let us know, because I'm very curious what like his experience was prior to the Missing Link era, because by now he is killing it, bro.
I'm sure he would have had to dabble with some production from the get-go.
He had to, and like,
Yeah.
he's a natural. Like I, because even at this time, I think he's in his early 20s, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty
Well,
remarkable.
Not only that, if you've used producing any type of producing software, I mean, especially Pro Tools and things like that, it gives you damn near everything you need.
Sure,
Like it gives
you still got to decipher it though.
yeah, like you
You have to have an ear for that shit, dude. I fucked around with those programs, and like you have to have the ear for it.
Well, and I fucked around with some production programs too. You lay down a drum beat, it gives you your melodies, it gives you all your shit, it tells you what key it's in. So if you know a little bit about keys and you know what I mean, I want this key to be A. I want this song to be in the key of A. It's going to tell you that, and then whatever instrument you choose to put in there, it's going to automatically put it in the key of A for you.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of plug.
But you're still doing a lot of tweaking and like
Yeah.
using your ear to be like, is this sound now matching well with this sound?
Yeah.
And I know I don't do that particularly, but I do that when I fuck with Photoshop. Like when I'm making an album cover, the font, like when I'm making the font, you know, like there's no puzzle that you're putting together that's like in your face. You have to kind of like make the piece fit and decide. So
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is like, I think I have an eye for that, like to know like this font is going well with this background and this color is going well with this background. It's the same shit when you're making a beat, right?
Yeah.
Like you know this sound is going well with this
absolutely,
sound.
absolutely.
Because we've all heard beats that might seem well produced, but there's shit that's off.
Yeah, there is.
And that's what I'm talking about. Young Wicked's he's got that.
He's got an
Ear.
he's got an understanding of music.
Yes.
There's rules to music, believe it or not. There
Yeah.
is strict rules you have to follow with music or it does not sound right.
Yeah.
And he understands those basic rules.
Yeah. It's obvious.
Yeah, you can't clash certain notes. You can't clash keys. You can't do this type of thing or it won't sound right. And I'm sure he understands those.
Young Wicked, I'm fucking with you, bro. I am a fan, all right? James Garcia, I fucking bumped your album many times. I really, truly appreciate that guy. I think he's, like, underrated in this underground scene, and I think it's because of this shit that he's kind of got mixed up in and all this shit. Like, he really deserves the props, though, man.
I've also thought this.
Thank you, Element Only.
Yeah, I've also thought this. I've theorized this as well because I know this happens with a lot of production teams. This happened with Dr. J. So Mac, what is his name? Max Rebo Mystic.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kuma takes a lot of beats from other producers and then engineers them and makes them his own. But he doesn't necessarily get credit for all of the engineering work that he does. Now, this happened with Dr. Dre. A lot of the credit that Dr. Dre gets on his beats, other engineers and beat makers do it mostly.
Okay.
Dr. Dre may come in and do a few things and spice it up, but he gets like all the credit for it.
Okay.
So that could be happening as well.
Maybe. I mean, there is like, when it comes to especially big budget, like major label production like that, I can't imagine the amount of hands that are touching that shit. But I think on this level, though, it really is like a 1 or 2 guy operation.
Yeah.
On ICP's level. On Dr. Dre's level, we can't even really compare that. They got to be fucking with like, I mean, how many people really put their hands on that shit by the time it's on wax? I'd say at least 4 or 5, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, there's a whole production team.
And with this, it even says on here. Here, let me pull. Look, I mean,
Dr. Dre don't even write most of his verses.
Oh, by the way, I know. Let's quickly touch on this. The Monster is a decent song. We didn't touch on the message or anything. We both like what the Monster is doing.
Yeah, I like the Monster.
Here, I'll go back to it just so you can touch on it.
The reason why I like the Monster is not necessarily how it sounds. I mean, it's an okay sound. It's not my favorite type of sound, but I definitely connect with the story, you know.
Yeah.
Of having the stepdad and the stepdad being, you're afraid of the stepdad. There's no love. There's no respect. There's no, like, fatherly figure shit. It's literally just fear. So that's how I connected that song. It kind of hits on a way I don't even really like.
Yeah.
But it's still there. It's still a connection that I have with that song.
It has kind of it's a very surface level way of approaching this subject, I think.
Yeah.
He doesn't really get into like emotions or anything, which is probably good, especially for people that relate. But I think it's almost like detrimental that he didn't do that because it's so like surface level that it's like you appreciate what he's saying and you understand it, but he's not.
What I appreciate about that, so sorry to cut you off.
No,
what I appreciate about the song is what he's talking about being a child.
Yes.
All the memories of being a child, I really love those lines. Freeze tag. My brother was the fastest. And he's always talking about
the imagery is there.
Yeah, I love that part of the song. The only part of the song I don't like is the fucking, the stepfather abuse shit, And he doesn't go into it.
But you know what he's saying. He's like the monster song.
Yeah,
it's depressing. This song is depressing.
It's depressing, but I think that's what he went for.
Yeah,
it's perfect because like he sets this tone of like being a kid and like this is cool, but something's coming. Something bad's coming. So
it's a really sad song, kind of wrapped up in this weird like ICP like cloak. That's not it, but. The song doesn't have like a depressing tone. It's the subject that's depressing.
It's the subject, yeah. But what it's doing is almost what great directors do. They build a tension. They build a scene of tension, and then it doesn't really matter what's coming. You just know something's coming, and that's what great tension scenes are about.
Yeah,
and I think that's what this song does.
So that said, you relate to the song, but what is it that you don't like? Other than that, musically, what don't you like about it?
I'm not too into the beat. It was I think it was a Young Wicked beat.
I think the beat is lackluster. I think the hook personally is kind of lame. I love what he's going for on this song though. Like I think like DC Fago guy I think mentioned that he thinks a lot of these songs were like not finished, and I think that's an example. This song is an example of that because this song has a great groundwork, but I think if they'd have spent a little more time like tweaking it and maybe a few more hours in the studio with the song, they probably could have maybe even added like some effects or redone the hook in a way that like would have made it hit harder. Yeah, it's definitely like it's like 75% done.
If this idea of a song was done during the Malenko era, it probably would have fucking hit me so hard, and it would have been one of my, you know what I mean?
I could see this affecting like a kid though, like like a kid.
Like if I was younger, this was in the vein of a Malenko sound. It would have hit me a lot harder.
It is a good song. It's just not executed great.
Yeah.
We can agree with
agree.
that. This song, Why'd I Have to Die? I think the production on this song is fucking sweet. But the song itself is just kind of... ICP just have so many songs like this. And the writing, my perspective, some of the lyrics are literally like roll your eyes laughably like simple.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I got shot in the head, and of course, then I'm dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally like that
Like,
bad, you
but,
know?
You know, but I'm dying, and now I'm up here flying.
Yes.
Like shit like that.
Yes. Like, you know exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, I think the beat is dope, and the rapping is fine, and they sound cool as fuck. The hook hits. I love when Shaggy comes in. Why'd I have to die?
Yeah.
It's so dope.
So Echo Side Fiend, that he says the next song is his favorite on the album and among his favorite tracks of all time. You talking about this one?
I would assume so.
Yeah. I think it's got a great
He said they're like D-Loc lyrics.
D-Lo clear.
Justin Manny, you're fucking on our level, bro.
I think it's
That's
got
right.
I think the song has a great overall sound.
Yes.
Cuz I do like that it's got that West Coast gangster synth.
Yes.
It's got the classic West Coast gangster synth mixed with a cascading chord progression in
It's
the
orchestral.
yeah. It's like it's a progressive chord structure that just kind of
Makes it big. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? It
And
gets-
even the subject matter is dope. Like, they're talking about, like, he tells a cool story about, like, he got ran over, was in a car accident.
Yeah.
Like, it's a cool story. He's saying, like, oh, it sucks. My wife and kid have to deal with it. It's all cool. It's just the execution.
It comes off a little like he's bitching. Like, dude, you're dead. You're in heaven.
Yeah.
You're dead and in heaven, and you're still gonna bitch about
Yeah,
it.
even at the end, he's like, I'm not going in because I'm waiting for them.
Yeah,
He's like,
it's like, dude.
Like, all right, man. Like, I get what he's saying and what he's trying to do, but it wasn't executed great. And again, I think this is why it didn't make the cut. Truthfully,
Yeah.
you know, because everything else about the song it should be dope. This should be a dope ICP song, but it's just like, it's, you know.
I mean, we're getting some tidbits from Echo Side Fiend. We're getting some lore from
All
Echo
right.
Side Fiend.
Drop it on us.
He's talking about the subject matter is super deep. As an atheist, it's a subject that's always on my mind. And people say God works in mysterious ways.
I mean, I'm an atheist too, and I agree with you on that level. I do agree with the subject matter for that reason. I'm merely talking about the lyrics and rhymes chosen.
Yeah.
It's very simplistic. It's like the first draft. You know? I wish we didn't. I wish we weren't talking over it the entire time so that I could point out specific lyrics. I mean, here, I'll pull up Genius and we can laugh at some of the laughably bad lyrics if you'd like. I mean, we can listen to it a little bit. I'm just not trying to get copyrighted.
I'm always interested in the atheist thing. Like, so you're an atheist, but do you think a lot about heaven and hell and death and the afterlife, even though you're an atheist?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't think about it at all. I think about my life.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I want to make the time I have here matter. That's why I don't want to fucking work.
So
you know?
I would say, let's get on this subject for a minute. This atheist and this belief thing. I wouldn't say I'm an atheist. I don't have a title, and I don't call myself a title. I'm not an atheist.
Okay.
I really, truly don't believe that. But I don't necessarily believe in heaven and hell either.
Okay.
But I do have this overall vision and feeling that there is some sort of judgment.
Some controlling factor.
No, maybe, I don't know, but I have this feeling like there is a judgment coming.
Okay.
I don't know where from, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I do have this overall feeling.
Well, I'll say this. You've done way more shrooms than I have. I don't have that feeling at all. I just
Yeah.
have more of a, like, time is ticking, bro.
Yeah, I definitely have that as
Like,
well.
that's all I have. Like, this is it, so let's fucking go. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, I
That's
get
more, and that's as deep as it gets for me, so I personally don't think about it much.
Yeah.
I truly don't.
I just have this feeling like I have that feeling too, but I have this feeling like you're going to get like called out for the shit you did in your life.
I see. I don't have that feeling so much, but I do have just a general want to be nice and friendly,
Yeah.
and like I want people to like me, and I want to have relationships. I have that, but
I get that too.
I don't
and
have like a moral I don't have like a thing weighing on me morally.
No, I think I get the moral thing too, but I think it's more built in for survival. It's more of a it's more of a chemical thing that's built in for survival.
Okay.
That human beings are group creatures, so we have to have that kind of built in to be able to survive. Or if not, in the ancient times, we would have got kicked out, taken to the edge of the forest, and killed or something.
Yeah.
Right? You have to kind of be that way to survive.
Yeah, a tribe.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to be a tribe. There has to be even in the ancient days, the powerful, strongest people still had some of that as well. You know,
Sure.
they didn't just go in there and rape and pillage constantly, right?
Of course.
Which, of course, there was that happening, but
They had a loyalty to someone.
yeah, there was some sort of pecking order. Everybody knew their place. You had to have all that shit kind of built in. So I believe that's mostly that can be scientifically explained. Having that moral shit.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. Interesting.
The Bible is literal history. Exactly.
Just for listeners, the Bible is literal history exactly how it happened, says Zero. Thanks.
That's
for that.
hilarious.
Anunnaki is the creator, says Justin Manny.
Anunnaki.
Praise God, says Zero. All right, man. Hey, man, like, we love all of it. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just want to fucking be good. I'm going to be nice to everyone I meet unless they're an asshole. And that's really the end of it. I'm going to try to just feed my family, fucking pay my bills, and die hopefully comfortably. And that's really all I fucking care about.
I mean, that's all you could really care about at the time. I like Ninja with the pencil. He says, I think something bigger made us, but just left us alone since then. And I've kind of thought of that too. Like, something put something into motion.
Sure.
And then, like, he didn't say, this is how I want it to be. He just set something in motion, and then it progressed from there.
Maybe, but
and he walked away.
Maybe, but we're too we're like ants trying to understand a human. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we don't have any concept of what the fuck's actually happening. So why waste your time? Is what I say.
Yeah.
Your time is all you have. So why waste it?
Yeah,
bro?
exactly.
That
Exactly.
said, let's talk about one of the best songs on the album.
Oh yeah. Fuck, we're skipping tracks and shit here and not talking about it. But yeah, Joey the Butcher's fucking. It's another Joey Occupation song.
We were talking about that before the show. Like,
Yeah.
Shaggy does have a way of doing that, doesn't he?
Yeah, Shaggy has a way of like making occupational songs and like talking about them and stuff.
He is like this thing.
He's a bazooka. He's a weapons specialist bazooka. You know,
He's a strangler.
he's a he's a strangler. He's a specialist in many things.
Many things.
And this one happens to be a butcher. And yeah, I love this song.
That song is very dope, man. It could.
Yeah.
It's I can't imagine why they left that off. I really don't understand
And
why
this one was produced by Kuma, and I
Joey
love
the
it.
Butcher was.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Why not throw that on Lost?
I don't know, man.
That's wild. Why the fuck would you leave that off, man? That song was the shit.
Yeah, it was.
That I literally don't have an explanation why it's an outtake. There's no reason. It was finished.
Yeah, it was great.
The whole thought was good. Like, I don't have a single bad thing to say about Joey the Butcher.
Yep. I mean, it's up there with I Fucked a Cop. It's up there with, you know, Bazooka Joey. It's just one of those great ones.
It really is a straight classic, Zero.
Yeah.
This song is The Dream. We got Young Wicked on the hook with this West Coast kind of vibey, almost like very Hell's Pit kind of vibe. Like, he's describing almost some Hell's Pit kind of imagery. It's just Jay talking about some dark shit. It's just him
Yeah.
describing hellish things, essentially.
Yeah. This was a skipper for me. Maybe not a skipper, but it's not a memorable one for me.
I mean, to me, this is in the same vein as like Confessions and shit, which you love. I'm shocked you don't like this
I
song.
love Confessions, but I don't know. It's just
What's missing?
the missing is just time and how Jay changed and telling things, you know.
The song is like, it doesn't have like a backbone. The song is literally just random thoughts. So maybe there's no cohesive like string, like threading this all together.
Yeah, you're talking about like shit like Confessions. You're talking about like Mental Warp, things like that. Which those tracks are amazing, but I don't know. This one just.
I would put this in that personally, dude. I'm putting that like Mental Warp, Confessions. This song is like it's right in there.
I do think this has a great sound. I mean, I like it.
I like Young Wicked on. I'm such a simp for him, but he sounds good on everything, bro. Like he sounds really great on this hook.
I could definitely see this being on Lost. I think I would have liked it if it was on Lost.
I will say the song is forgettable just due to the subject matter being the dream. It's just such.
Yeah.
It's such a lame, like
It's
topic.
it's like a dream you forget. It's like a forgettable dream.
We've all made these songs, and by we all, I mean anyone who's ever tried to make a song has
Yeah.
made this song. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
for that reason, it's just forgettable. So for that, I could see it getting like omitted, but I think it sounds great. I truly do think it's one of the better sounding songs on this album.
Yeah. Shaggy was in Stomp on Broadway.
He was in Ran. I don't know what that means.
We need to have a
Rent.
Broadway musical of one of the Joker's cards.
Ooh, which one should get a Broadway musical treatment?
Man, that's a good one. That's a good question. You almost need all of them.
Yeah. I mean, none of them is like Broadway material, but all of them together seems, for some reason to me, super gay.
All of them together seem super gay. He said, Zero says Carnival of Carnage, yeah. I
Yeah.
thought of that. That crossed my mind.
Just like as an overarching theme,
Yeah.
the carnival, because the carnival does seem gay, right?
Yeah. Like, what do you mean
And
gay?
I don't know,
happy?
like Broadway just immediately seems gay to me. So like you want to go like the gay route,
Like your Broadway's like, yeah, because like all the actors are like flamboyant
and like
it's
there's dancing and
Yeah.
singing and.
I mean, they essentially did it with Wizard of the Hood. That was almost like
Wizard of the Hood is the Broadway.
Yeah.
If ICP does a Broadway musical, it is that.
Yeah. It'd have to be
That
that.
I'm not kidding you, dude. Mark my fucking words. I wouldn't be surprised if in like 20 years there's like Broadway musicals and like somebody does a nostalgic fucking out like find some shit. I would not be surprised if someone does a Broadway rendition of Wizard of the Hood.
Yeah.
dude. It's ripe for the picking.
It is.
Somebody should do it.
I like Tunnel of Love should be a Broadway show. Yeah. I mean, I can imagine that.
Oh shit, that's funny.
The whole set's dressed up with like, you know, pink, red, and fucking hearts and, you know.
That'd be
the
cool,
whole-
man. You could even make like a whole love theme, put Ned and Game and like Toxic Love and another love song.
Fuck the fuck off, motherfucker, the musical.
Shangri-La would work too. You're right. They should make a versus album with Joey the Butcher versus the Grump. What's the Grump? Oh, is that? I think that's the song Jay made during the like, you make ICP Patreon or whatever. Like you produce ICP. I never even listened to
This
that
last
song.
one?
No, like the first one they did,
Mm.
where they did the forehead one too. I never listened to any of those songs though. I heard they weren't that great, and I just never bothered. You know that's the one thing that's fun about doing these like. I would consider this an obscure ICP album.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
when we talk about these obscure ICP albums, even for us who are juggalos and longtime juggalos, it's fun to kind of listen to these because they're like listening to new ICP.
Oh, yeah.
But it's so weird because it's new ICP that's 7 years old,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of it's a weird like pocket.
I mean,
The Grump is like gonna be one of those songs too. So
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like this is new to me.
yeah, and I've thought of this before. I'm glad that I went through a period where I didn't care and listen to everything they ever released. You know,
Yeah.
there was a period for sure when I did that, but there was a long period where I didn't. I might catch the Joker's card, but I'm not listening to all the outtakes and
Yeah.
the other shit they came out with, right? And I'm kind of glad because now it's providing, you know,
Like new
yeah,
ICP for you, but it's still new ICP that's
Yeah.
7 years old.
yeah. So coming into every single episode or podcast we do, knowing every single album back to back would be very, very fucking boring.
Yeah. So this does make for fun like shit for us to do because
Yeah.
it's forcing me to listen to ICP that I didn't really want to listen to,
Mhm.
but we're finding gems. You know,
Yeah.
truly shit that I would put on like classic level ICP shit.
Yeah.
That said, this track is not one of them.
Is this found?
This is just the found intro.
Yeah. So do we want to zing through the rest of these and get to our compilation that we made?
Sure, we're almost through. We got a few more songs to go,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, we'll skim through the rest of these.
Also, if you wanna simp a little bit and chill and play the commercial a little bit, I'm gonna run up and pee.
Oh, okay.
So we've got some stuff for y'all. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back.
All right, we will quickly play our commercial. We'll see you.
Science fiction, brain incision, cartoon nightmare, satellites and television, won't you draw me? Liquid lines of technicolor, I will hurry right there. I walk like an Egyptian.
Looney Tunes for your Goonie Tunes. Get you some fucking Taekwondo Barkle Brothers socks like mine. Barkle socks. Dude, I'm telling you, Barkle socks are going to be the fucking hit at the gathering. Just you wait. Anybody who's wearing Barkle socks, I'll give you a foot high five like this. I'll be wearing my Barkle socks. By then by the time the gathering comes, you're going to see at least 2 or 3 more fucking cartoon nightmares, all right? Y'all ain't even prepared for what's next. We already got them in the pocket, ready to go. Barkle Brothers is just the beginning. Shit. It's going to be the shit. If y'all want other merch, I mean, the site we use, we can make fucking like, once we get some more of these cartoon nightmares, I'm going to be making some all over prints with all of them on it. We'll get, maybe some like shorts. If y'all want some shorts, maybe I'll get some shorts made. But honestly, I don't know how many people want to be decked out like head to toe and fucking Barkle Brothers merch or Cartoon Nightmares merch, but we'll see. Deck1Delt.com/shop is where to buy. Deck1Delt.com. You'll see the link there if you just go there. If you can't remember the /shop part, go get you some. Carver's coming back now. You know what's funny is once he gets back, I'm going to make him sit here and do this while I go pee. I was just shilling, bro. So shill for 30 seconds while I go pee.
Man, I swear, Juggalos, I'm sorry. I pee before we start, and then I get a couple in me, and then I gotta pee again. But you know how it goes. I'd buy a Barkle hat. Yeah, I want to make. I'm trying to find a place that makes some sweet hats because I like the super detailed hats. I like fully wrapped hats, like, you know, all over type shit. Like, look at this one. Yeah, shit like that is what I love. Get some dope ass hats like that going. It's kind of what I want. So, DC Fago guy, flex fit all the way. Yeah, I wore flex fits for years. I switched to snapbacks just because, I don't know, I think my head got bigger. I don't know. I think my head got too big for flex fits, believe it or not.
Flex fits are... I had one flex fit hat. It was an ICP flex fit with... I think it was a white flex fit with just a black psychopathic hatchet man on the front. I wore it like a few times. Like, I washed it, and it fucking got, like, all wrinkled and looked like shit, so I just never wore it.
Yeah, flex fits were like what everybody wore for years.
I fucking hate flex fits, bro. They suck. Snapbacks is where it's at, bro.
Yeah, I'm more of a snap. But DC says he likes flex fits. We might need to. Yeah, so we got the Deck One Delt. We made these just specially for us. We wanted to make. I mean,
these motherfuckers cost $50.
Yeah, they're just
y'all don't want.
They're
these.
just too fucking expensive. They really are.
So we the ones we have on the site, they're a little cheaper. The logo isn't as large. But they are embroidered and they look cool. So if you do want to rep, I mean, we love it, man. We appreciate it. We're making like pennies on the dollar on this. We got it. We're not trying to make like a fucking clothing empire. We're just trying to get some cool shit out there. You know what I mean? So, we appreciate anyone who supports the show. It'll keep the lights on here, but we just want to put cool shit out. That's it.
Yeah, there's definitely more Cartoon Nightmare shit coming.
All right, man. We can keep going on.
But
we both pissed. Both got new drinks, man. Now we're gonna let loose.
yes, sir. I hope it brings in a new era where things aren't so aggressive. A ninja with the pencil. What is that? What are you talking about there?
I'm guessing Echo Siphene said, what do you think of both ICP and Twisted playing the Blue Ridge Rock Festival?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I don't personally. People are making jokes and shit. I think it's funny. Like personally, nothing's going to happen. They're going to probably play different days.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably not even going to get near each other. And realistically, it's not as exciting to talk about. But if we just want to speculate and have fun, let's just say like if
there might be a little thread of something that happens there. It may not be huge, but there may be a little thread. Like two of their guys on their team talk to each other,
Sure.
or like they cross paths and say hi to each other, and that's just another little tiny step.
maybe in a perfect world, I would love that.
Yeah.
Realistically, I don't know, but I hope they do play like the same day. Like that would be that makes it a little more interesting because
Yeah, that would make it a little. Yeah.
ICP being like, I mean, they are like hood dudes, like I don't think they have a problem at all fucking step into Twisted like if they're in their town. Like
Yeah.
I think they almost like they'll probably feel a pressure to do that,
Yeah.
But that said, I don't think Twisted would. And I made the joke on Instagram. Somebody posted, I think Carnival Spirits posted a picture and like made a meme about it. And I posted like the picture of Twisted had 4 guys. I was like, Twisted has 4 guys. ICP has no chance. Like, when the fuck did Twisted get 4 guys?
Do they have like a drummer? And
They've
shit now?
had a drummer, but now there's a fucking 4th guy. In like the promo picture of Twisted, it's 4 fucking guys now.
They're trying to look like more like a band.
I don't know. What is the 4th guy doing and who is he?
I don't know.
Somebody please tell me. I have no fucking idea.
We'll keep reviewing Twisted albums, but I just don't catch up on what Twisted is doing.
I don't either, dude. They are fucking in their own world at
But
this point.
here's the thing: if something happens, I guarantee it's going to be someone from Twisted or Twisted themselves approaching Psychopathic. It's not going to be the other way around.
Think so?
ICP will continue to do their own thing until Twisted makes the fucking extension. They are going to have.
They don't
to
give
be
a fuck. They're over it. They've moved on for sure.
ICP.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, Twisted has nothing to offer
Yeah.
ICP.
And here's the thing: Jay will forever probably hold a grudge and this and that, but it will. I think Jay is easily turned the other way around.
You're saying it wouldn't take much.
It wouldn't take much. You just have to show that you're there again.
Jay is emotional.
Yeah.
I mean,
You could-
everyone is, but we know that he probably has the capability to.
Yeah.
Like if they were to actually seriously come at him, like, look, let's talk. Like, I think he would probably accept that.
Yeah,
Be
I
open
do.
to that.
I do too. But as long as that doesn't happen, Jay will always he'll move on, but he'll always constantly be like, "Fuck them." Like he's never gonna do it.
Do you ever watch their Justin Manny says? Do you ever watch their live streams? There's like this massively morbidly obese guy that's like a somebody in the Twisted world now. Nope, no clue.
I mean, let's be serious. It's all these guys from Detroit that are in their middle aged, approaching their 50s. These guys, a lot of these guys are pretty.
All right, back to the album. Fuck that. Let Loose. We didn't comment on Let Loose at all. Did you have any opinions on that song?
It's okay.
I think the song itself is cool, but that's another one with the most basic of basic lyrics. Like, had they rewrote half the lyrics of that song, I think it would be dope. But it's very, like, rough draft. This song might be my favorite on the album, dude. Dead Heather, I fucking love this song.
This is a good song.
This song is like, I mean...
It's no Doornail Dorothy. What is it? Doorknob Dorothy?
Dornell Dorothy. I fucking hate that song compared to this one, especially, dude. This song I would put more up toward Cemetery Girl. I'd put this up in the realm of like Prom Queen. I'd put this up in the realm of In My Room. You know,
I would say more of In My Room. Cemetery Girl and what was the other one?
Prom Queen.
Prom Queen are like
I mean,
the top tier in my opinion.
Prom Queen's like my favorite ICP song. So I don't mean to say this is close to my favorite ICP
It's like
song.
the peak of the mountain.
Yeah, I just mean that this is in the vein.
Yeah.
And it's like it's executed great. I love like everything about this song.
Yeah,
the beat is dope as
I
fuck.
like it.
Shaggy coming in, I can never leave it, and that hard like guitar.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I agree.
Jay is like sounding. He's very animated on this song. The story is like basic but cool. Like everything about this song is dope as fuck, dude. I love this song.
Yeah, I like it. I agree with you. It's up there.
I mean, this is a Juggalo classic to me. Like, I'm mad this isn't like.
I think it would be.
I'm mad I didn't know about this song sooner.
I think it would be. What do you think about it? We haven't been talking much about the concert elements of these songs. Do you think this would be a concert song?
Nah.
I think it's too slow.
Yeah, I think so. 6 Pedophiles, maybe. Why'd I Have to Die would be a cool concert song.
Yeah.
Why'd I have to die?
Yeah.
You know, that'd be cool. It would just hit hard with the lights and shit.
Yeah.
The Carousel.
I feel like I have a lot to say about this song, but I'll start with this. The idea of this song is simple, but it's fucking amazing.
It's right exactly what you would expect ICP
Yeah.
to write about.
Yes.
This is all for all intents and purposes the definition of an ICP song.
Yeah.
But
The butt. Oh man, I really do like this song. Before I go any further,
one of the best songs on the
I
album.
like this song a lot.
It's a great
It's
song.
fucking genius. As far as the sound goes,
Who produced this? Mike P. production.
yeah. The only thing I could say about the song is it doesn't have Jay's mom on it. Justin Manning would agree. This album is missing Jay's mom.
Dude, if this song had Jay's mom on it, top song for sure, bro. Everything about this song is really super dope, dude.
Jay's mom. Hold on, sorry. Jay's mom secretly produces and engineers every track. That's great.
Oh, I wish that was true. What is it about this song that's like missing though?
I think that. So this song has a Hell's Pit off of Shangri-La. The track Hell's Pit off of Shangri-La.
Hell's Forecast.
Hell's Forecast.
He's doing the same rapping. The beat is even
Yeah.
a little like it's hitting the same kind of vibes.
Yeah, it has that Hell's Forecast sound to it, and I think that's where it went wrong. To me, this song should have been something more in the vein of,
like Tilt-A-Whirl.
I mean, that would be okay. Tilt-A-Whirl would be okay, but more of,
House of Horrors.
yeah, House of Horrors or something like that.
Halls of Illusions.
Halls of Illusions is the big one I'm thinking. Like if it had that epic. But see, that's me going back to everything needs to sound older.
Yeah, I know. You try to get out of that, but it's hard.
I try to get out of that, but like I think that's what's missing. I could even see this being even more funny, having some funny shit going on.
Like as on a surface level, like simplistic basis, what I think is going on with the song is everything is great. The beat is great. The chorus is pretty fucking cool. I mean, it could be better, but it's fine. I actually like the chorus. Jay's rapping, I don't have a problem with. I think the lyrics are just simplistic. The story is even good. The story is the best part about this song, maybe. But
so what is it? I mean,
I think it's just simplistic writing. Like he didn't like. It's like he just wrote it quickly. You know?
yeah, and like the only twist was the fact that they're getting older.
Yeah.
But then you hear it like halfway through the song, and then the rest of it is just
And I'm fine with that too. I really don't have a problem with the progression of the song. Like the story works out great. Like even this line right here. Hold on.
the
Listen.
Dark Carnival is mom.
Listen. This one. You know that line right there, like it's
Yeah.
just lazy to me. Like he's progressing the story and he's telling the tale he wants to tell. So, you know that's fine. But like as time goes by,
That
they're
be-
getting so old that they're about to
And,
die.
and see what I think is, I think what you're saying is right. There is some simplistic writing, but I also, listening to this track, I hear lines that I'm very impressed by. So I think it's inconsistent. There's some impressive lines, and then there's some simple.
There's a
lines.
couple I'd have to go back. We'd have to listen to it like
Yeah.
and really pay attention. But you're right. There are a few that I recall that where I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
But it's just to me, and then once again, I think this goes back to why it ended up on this album. It's unfinished.
Yeah.
It's a great. This song is like 90% done. It just needs a little bit of like
Yeah. I think
a little bit some revisions. You know?
Yeah. I think some writing. There could be some revised writing. There could be a work on the hook. I believe that.
Yeah. The hook is good, but you're right. I do agree there could be some tweaking there.
Now, I'll say what I do like about the song is, I imagine this like very like hellacious carousel going around, because the beat sounds almost like a dun,
Mike P.
dun, dun, dun. And you imagine I see a video almost in slow motion
Sure.
of like a carousel and like expressions on people's faces, like horror and shit like that, and like, you know what I mean?
It paints a vivid picture.
It paints a vivid picture. I give it that. It really does.
and it gives the vibe with the music too.
Yes.
It does everything else right. I think it's literally just the
Yeah.
words that he
Yeah.
chose. I truly think that.
I think there's an overall sound that needs to be worked on of it, but I think the skeleton's there for it.
Yeah, man. That's it has the
Yeah.
bones of a great ICP song. It truly does.
Yeah, it does.
It was close. I know.
But we see why it made it on there.
Yeah. So this song is
But sorry, but
You're
one
good.
last line.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking absolute genius fucking idea.
the idea is great, man.
Yeah.
And I think he did a good job like hitting all the beats. You know, and
Yeah.
ending it and everything. I think it's just like I said, I think it's just the execution.
Yeah.
This song is I Fucked a Hooker, or just Hooker. Music written and produced by Mike P. Additional vocals by Young Wicked. All instruments played by Mike P.
For some reason, I
This
don't
song's
I
fun.
don't want to say I love this song, but like this is the one that keeps popping in my head.
Really?
I don't know fucking why. I have no clue why.
There's I will say like I've listened to this song like when I'm in the car. I've been listening to this song or this album. Certain songs I do find myself like repeating in my head like when I'm just playing games or whatever. It wasn't this song, but it was. I think the Carousel was one of the ones that I wouldn't have put it on the top of my list, but because it kept popping in my head, I'm like, there's something there. But this song wasn't doing that for me, dude. This song's annoying to me.
Maybe that's why it keeps popping in my head. It's just the annoyance.
But
that's
funny.
that's what I get with a lot of pop music. Pop music comes into my head not because it's catchy and I like it, but because it's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And that might be why this
Maybe
is happening.
This song is funny. Like he has some
Yeah.
funny lines. And
Yeah,
shit.
I'll give it that. That's the main thing I liked about it.
This song
that
is
it's
like
funny.
It's like a I Fucked a Cop
Yeah.
of this album.
But I've noticed that a lot of the stuff that they're resorting to when they do funny songs is just like the da da na na ba 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 da na, and it's just like the goofy like, you know what I mean?
There's like zero thought. put in it.
yeah.
I fucked a hooker and
Yeah.
I liked it.
And it's like, let's do a funny song. And it's just like, yeah, okay.
All right. This song is I'm Sorry. This song is also one of those ones that like it could have been good, but there's something missing about it, man. It's like it's another song that's just kind of like lazy. This is definitely it deserves to be an outtake for sure. But
Yeah.
it's almost good. It's almost good.
This one, honestly, I forget every time.
I
I've
know.
listened to this album I've listened to this album every day for the past week.
What's up with this shit too? Where they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
oh,
That's them trying to do like, you know, that's them trying to do like the really fun, like, you know, group sounding.
I'm not sorry, I'm sorry." Like it's just, it doesn't
Yeah.
even fit well. It's just,
I'm not sorry, I'm sorry.
this song is weird, man. Like, I get what they were going for, and they executed their idea fine, but it's not a great like
Yeah.
song. It's definitely it belongs on this album. It's
Yeah.
one of my least favorites on the album. I'll say that.
Yeah. They're talking about, I mean, the good thing about this song I do like is one person saying I'm sorry and the other person saying I'm not sorry.
That part is cool. I do like that.
Yeah, I really like that idea.
All right, I'm just gonna skip through this one. The last song on the album, track 14, is "Immortal."
He said this is still better than one of those punk rock KMK whoa songs.
I agree. I do agree with that. I never liked KMK's punk rock songs ever.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, KMK had like 3 classic albums. And after that, I didn't really care.
Yeah, same. This song is interesting. This isn't. I mean, it's just like the last few that we've mentioned. The same shit to me. Like, it's the bones of a decent song, but it's just not quite finished. They say there's a lot of funny, like really simplistic, stupid lines on this song too.
I like the beat.
The beat is good.
I really do like the beat a lot.
The hook isn't horrible, but it kind of throws the song into like a weird. It's not the same song at this point, you know. It's like
Yeah.
it's like 2 separate songs mashed together.
There's a lot going on there that
Yeah, it's a very like they tried, you know. It's
If-
one of those songs they tried.
yeah, if it was a meal, it would be like it would be okay. I would eat it, but like it's not like there's some ingredients or some like cooking methods that didn't go right.
Yeah.
The biggest mystery of the Outtakes album is why wasn't the scrapped version of Neighbors Are Fighting put on here?
That's a great question. I will say that I've only listened to that a couple times, but I remember really liking it.
Yeah.
Do you recall that song?
No?
Do you want to listen to it real quick?
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, it's not related to this album at all, but that is a great. I mean, it's related in the fact that it's Missing Link.
So, Forgotten Freshness 6 was released around this time.
It
a
must have
year.
been after, obviously. All right, yeah. So let's see.
See, I forget that. I forget that we've had a recent Forgotten Freshness.
This was in 2019.
Damn, I forgot that, man.
So they have. I've only listened to this album like once or twice too. It'll be fun to get to this.
They're saying everybody's saying it's better. The scratch version was a lot better. DC Fago guy says Crutch says 100% way better than the Lost version. Forgotten Freshness. See, I keep forgetting that DC that Forgotten Freshness are still coming out. So we're due for one now.
Yeah.
We're due for Forgotten Freshness.
We might have even got featuring Freshness after this. Was that after this?
I don't remember that. But I'll say, like, doing all these Outtakes albums and, like, Flip the Rat and shit like that, they're, like, losing a lot of shit that they could have gold for Forgotten Freshness.
Yeah, you're right.
Which Forgotten Freshness is a bigger title. It's a more over title for Juggalos.
Like if they would have called this album Forgotten Freshness 7, I would have paid way more attention
Yeah,
to it.
exactly.
Truthfully.
Yeah, the Forgotten Freshness title, I would pay attention to more. Like, especially in the days I wasn't paying attention.
Well, this would have been 6, I guess, at the time. but-
Yeah. It sounds pretty cool. It's got a sweet drum beat.
Oh, he said for featuring Freshness was 11 or 12. Okay.
That drum beat's pretty dope.
Yeah. This song is more of like a song where the original Neighbors Are Fighting is just like a chant song. But I like the chant aspect
I like
of
the
it.
original Neighbors. I like that fucking gangster fucking,
That
synth. Yeah, I love that shit.
This one's got a little bit of.
This has got like cellos and shit. Yeah, it's still got that gangster synth.
This is more of like a song though, like about neighbors who are fighting. Like I remember listening to this album like once or twice, and this is literally
So the lyrics are different.
yes, completely. It's a
Oh.
completely different song. This was one of the songs that stuck out to me though as being like one of the better ones. So I do need to go back and revisit this album. I'm looking forward to going over this one on the show. But I think I don't even know if we did 4. Did we do Forgotten Freshness 4?
I don't know. I was just thinking that.
We still have 4, 5, and featuring to do. So,
Violent J, the country singer, says he hasn't paid attention to Forgotten Freshness since 4. It's about the same with me.
Yeah.
I think 5 was I paid attention to. Wasn't 5 with the Halloween? Came with the Halloween album?
That was 4.
Was that 4? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, then that was the last one I paid attention to as well. Whatever one came with the Hollow Wicked
Yep,
album
4.
and had Dear ICP
Yep.
on it.
Yeah, and we did that one, didn't we? We talked about that.
Probably,
I
yeah.
think we did that.
Because I
album.
do love those songs.
Yeah, 5 was the purple one. Came out in 2013. What's even on 5? It has Jacob's Word, Mind of Howard Stern, Goblin. Okay. Fuck My Dad. Damn, there's 20 fucking songs on that album. Damn.
Yeah, we need to do that one.
Yeah, that'll be a good one to do. Maybe even next. Shit.
Yeah, let's do that next.
Forgot Freshness 5?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Let's do that next.
All right, so let's go over our playlist. All right, y'all. So, anyways, that's our impressions of this album. All in all, like this album is good. It's better than I thought. There's several bangers.
Yeah.
Many I would put even on like a best of ICP album for sure. Many that will end up on this list we're about to show you. All right. So quickly we're gonna go through our what our pick is for the definitive Marvelous Missing Link album. All right.
The TDMMMLA.
Yeah.
Did I do that right?
I don't know. All right. So track 1, we're putting The Missing Link. This track from this album, from the outtakes, it's the perfect like opening intro to The Missing Link. Like
Yeah, let's get these ready right here.
you can make an argument that the found intro or lost intro could have been first, but we wanted to make a 17-track playlist of the perfect album, all right? And this track is definitely number 1. It deserves number 1. Will that even work? What are you doing?
I'm using physics to
Look,
try
people
to,
can't even see it. Doing it this way.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hold on, wait. This is what I'll do then. Booyah, the trilogy, y'all.
Yes, the trilogy. All right.
All right. That's
So
all.
track 1 is The Missing Link, all right?
All right, so out of this trilogy right here, we're going to pick through it kind of like Star Wars. And
Yes, we've mashed all 3 together to make the perfect 17-track, the Marvelous Missing Link
Yeah.
album. This is the third Joker's card to us.
yes,
All right.
it's one album. Third
Tra-
Joker's card. Now, my comments on this, yes, this is a classic fucking opener. This acts as the intro and the first song that, gives you the lore to the card, gives you the lore to the character. I believe that this should have been, if Marvelous Missing Link were one album, this would be
This
the
is
song.
it.
Yeah, this would be on that album for sure.
And every track's a banger. All right, so going down, track 2, the clowny kicker of the album is, of course, Get Clowned from Found.
Absolutely. You cannot leave this song off. If there was a Marvelous Missing Link, one album, this would be the clowny kicker. You can't fucking leave this off. This is a great song.
So Crutch thinks track 1 and 2 should be Mr. Whitesuit. I do agree. That would be a great way to start the album. But we wanted to try to not double up as much as we love Mr. Whitesuit. All right, so Get Clowned is the perfect clowny kicker. It's great. It's a great classic ICP song.
I mean, do you guys agree? I mean, what else? What others? Clowny kicker. What other track 2 would you get?
yeah.
Boom, right there.
Track 3 will be 6 Pedophiles.
Yes.
So we wanted to have another banger, like coming out right off the clowny kicker.
Another banger, but more of a story, more of let's get into some, what the clowns of the carnival do, what their jobs are, that which is taking out evil people and
Yeah.
sending them to their, get
Like
judgment.
the piggy pie spot, the
Yes.
chicken hunting spot.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And trust me, we went off of other albums to kind of craft this, so that's what we did.
All right, so after 6 pedophiles, we're gonna go straight down to Falling Apart.
Falling apart. And there's that single spot. There's that epic spot. There's that, that song that everybody, that even like kind of non-juggalos are going to remember, right there, kind of in that first quarter of the album.
This is like one of the singles, which
Yeah.
it literally was. But even besides that reason, like it's a great, like well-made, produced, written, executed song.
Yep.
It's meaningful, but perfect ICP style song.
Yeah. So yeah, Falling Apart. Love it.
Next track, we're going with Joey the Butcher.
Yeah.
Track 5.
We had to throw a funny one in there. We got to get some funny stuff in there. A funny story. Get some shaggy, heavy shaggy shit right there, baby.
It's a perfect ICP song, man. I mean, even though it's just Shaggy, it's
That's fine. That's fine. It's just the premise of the song that we needed there. We need a story. We need something funny. Boom, right there.
all right.
Especially coming out after Falling Apart.
All right, and then the next one's Lost at the Carnival.
That's the ride spot. That's the
Carnival song spot.
Yeah, the carnival song spot, the Hocus Pocus, the, whatever, the 3 ring. Well, I guess 3 rings was later on in Riddlebox, but that's kind of that spot, which there's going to be a couple of the ride songs on this one.
All right, Lost at the Carnival is track 6. Track 7 will be Dead Heather. Whoops. We're spoiling.
That's your Cemetery Girl spot,
Yes.
right?
Yes. That's your Under the Moon spot.
Yes. Fucking, I mean, that's that spot. You know what I mean?
That's that spot. To Dead Heather, smack dab, like fucking middle of the album. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Near the middle, like dope. Perfect
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Laid back, but hits at the same time. You know what I'm saying? All right. Next track is the Midway.
Midway. There you go. There's another ride spot. That's another kind of, the ICP taking you through a gauntlet kind of spot that, them types of songs, Hocus Pocus,
Halls of Illusions.
Halls of Illusions, that type of shit again.
All right.
You need multiple types of those songs on a Joker's card.
Don't worry, Crush. We're getting there. Next flag, we're going to throw in a Lost song, Confederate Flag.
Mm-hmm.
One of the better songs on Lost. Oh, by the way, we tried to pick. We did this, by the way.
You need the political statement song, so there you go.
Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah.
We did 665.
Yes, we did.
We did 6 off of Lost, 6 off of Found, and 5 off the outtakes.
Yep.
So we're staying true to the formula.
Yep.
All right.
Worked perfectly too.
It did. I think this is, dude. This playlist, I would listen to the fuck out of this playlist over any of these albums.
Yeah.
Straight through.
I mean,
this playlist is fucking
yes.
Chef's Kiss, ICP.
Yes.
All right. All right. So Confederate Flag, great song. All right. Then we got the Carousel.
Oh, hold on. Hold the show. Justin Manning said so far we're at 0% song with Jay's mom. I'm panicking right now.
Don't
Bro.
worry. She's coming. She is coming. Jay's mom will make an appearance on this album. I swear to God.
And Justin Manning, twist. All right. Spoiler alert. Jay's mom produces every single one of these songs and is in the background vocals, so you don't have to worry about it, bub.
She's the fucking glue that holds ICP together. What? I wish I knew her name. What's Jay's mom's name? Deb?
You don't need
Is
to
it-
know
I think-
Jay's mom's name. You just know where's Jay's mom.
Oh, I want to say Deb, but I think that's Eminem's mom.
How dare you ask her name?
Fuck you, Debbie. Yeah, that's Eminem. Damn it. I don't know Jay's mom's name. All right. So the Carousel. We're throwing on. We're trying to mix up the Found and Lost and outtakes in here a little bit. The Carousel's another ride song. We thought it fit in well right here.
Yeah.
Right, toward the middle. Late.
Despite what we said about the song, it is still a good song.
It's a great song, and I think no one is gonna complain about this song being on this album.
Justin Manning says Jay's mom's name is Jay.
You're ridiculous, bro. Get out of here. All right. The next song, Neighbors Are Fighting.
Does Jay's mom have lore?
Yeah. Maybe.
Is there like lore to Jay's mom?
What was she in Wizard of the Hood? Why wasn't she in Wizard of the Hood?
She should have been a Wizard of the
She
Hood.
should have been like the Good Witch.
Yeah. She was Oz. She was Oz as a whole. I don't know.
Stupid.
She was the Yellow Brick Road. All right. Jay's mom is the bricks.
Yeah, that's how you get where you're going. Is Jay's mom. All right, so neighbors are fighting.
Yellow Brick Alleyway. I'm sorry. Neighbors are fighting. Had to go on there. That's what. What spot would that be? That'd be if you were to go on. If you were to look at other.
This is like maybe like the Boogie Woogie Woo, like fucking like Play With Me kind of fun but serious but dope, hard hitting kind of track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe an Assassins.
Yeah.
Maybe the Assassin
There you go.
spot.
There you
Something like
go.
that.
There you go.
Yeah. Something like that.
But you know what? The next track could do that too. And that's Explosions.
Yeah. Yeah, Explosions would be, another single, you gotta spread them singles out through the album.
Explosions, I like it on this list because it's like, it's one of the more unique rapping styles they use.
Yeah.
In these later albums. I really like. One thing I really liked about this song is the kind of it's all production, but it's the play a bomb.
There's
like
there's a lot of great production going into this and sound effects and shit.
Hell yeah.
So yeah.
All right, moving on. We couldn't forget one of the best songs on Found. I Fucked the Cop. This is track 13 on our playlist.
Yep, and this would be, I would consider this, another funny story song. It would get that spot, it would get something like, it would be that.
Like I always want to put it with like Just Like That and Out.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I equate it with shit like that. I mean, it's so much just a Shaggy solo, but and it's great all around. It has like those songs don't have hooks, but this song does. But it's still to me like it's a funny story in that vein.
This could go on any fucking Joker's card from in the second deck. It could go on any of them.
Yeah, it's a great one.
It could go on. It could probably go on a couple of the later ones in the first deck.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I agree. It really could. The beat is dope as fuck. I think it's Young Wicked, right? Maybe. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Track 14 is Vomit.
People are freaking out about Mr. White Suit. What if we don't have it on here? I mean,
Yeah, we might not get to Mr. White Suit.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a lot of good shit on these albums. You're fucking sitting here talking about Mr. White Suit? I mean, shit.
Mr. White Suit.
Shit.
Why is it gotta be white?
Bro, why ain't there no Mr. Black Suit on Lost?
Man. Come on, man.
Bro, why ain't there no Mr. Black Suit?
Mr. White Poop.
Bro. Bro. Vomit is, of course, one of the best songs on Lost. Has to be on here, but it feels like it needs to be down toward the end.
I feel like it's that spot in Riddlebox where all the like wicked hell songs.
Yeah,
were.
like Killing Fields and 12 and Old
Yeah,
Evil Eye. It's
yeah.
definitely, it needs to be pushed down there just in case if you ain't ready for it.
Yep.
Yes,
sir.
Same with the next track, Flamethrower. I think it's kind of in the same vein. Like Flamethrower is a pretty it's a funny song, but it's pretty fucking dark.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're murdering people like with a flamethrower.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to have this section of the album, So what we kind of did is we kind of looked at Riddlebox, we kind of looked at Malenko, we saw the structures of those albums, right? We tried to kind of build our own version of that. We mixed kind of how those albums were structured.
We got the bitch song, we got the carnival songs, we got the hard hitters, we got the singles, we got the deep ones. We try to make sure we accounted for all that shit.
Mm-hmm. So I think right there's great. We have that section of the album with those really wicked fucked up ICP songs, and right here you go,
dude. These songs all these songs, especially toward the end, Neighbors Are Fighting, Explosions, I Fucked the Cop, Vomit, Flamethrower. Those are so fucking ICP, bro.
Mm-hmm.
they're like definitive ICP songs.
Yeah.
And Lost wants and motherfuckers want to talk about Lost as a bad ICP album. I mean, sure, there might only be 6 or 7 good songs, but those songs fucking rule, bro.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah. Are you saying this Flamethrower, You Should Know, is the ghetto freak show of the album?
Get the Justin Manny's trolling, bro. He's
but Flamethrower could be like that or Vomit or something. you
yeah.
know?
Ghetto Freak Show is interesting because we've never talked about that song, I think, because it only appears on Dog Beats, which we've never talked about, and the original Forgotten Freshness.
Yeah.
But Ghetto Freak Show is, I personally don't give a fuck about that song, and I know it's regarded as like a good song and like people love it.
Ghetto freak show.
I just
Ghetto freak
I can't give a fuck about that song. I just can't, dude.
I like it. I don't know why.
I like Ghetto Freak Show more than like some songs on Lost. Don't get me wrong, but it's fucking boring to me.
Vontae the country singer says it takes hours to get playlists right. Yeah, you're right. And this one take this for what you will, move it around a little bit. You guys think tracks need to be moved around, and that very well could be. We only spent a half hour doing this, maybe.
I think you could argue with a lot of our listing here, but I think as far as like the reasonings that we're giving for including these songs, you can't argue. You could argue with some of the middle.
Yeah.
The middle, like 7 tracks here, you could argue like could be mixed up, but I think we got a solid beginning and end to this album, this playlist that any juggalo would agree is like, okay, that's an okay ICP album.
Zero says he spent weeks on his Missing Link play. That's crazy. Weeks?
Weeks? Come on, bro. Weeks? You're wasting your time.
I would have just hit random at that point.
Carver was generous in saying
we spent a half hour.
saying a half an hour. We legit like spent like 7 minutes on this.
We spent more than that. Come on now.
I mean, we've spent a lot of time listening to these albums over the past 3 weeks. I've listened to these 3 albums over the past 3 weeks.
So you could say we spent 3 weeks on it.
You could say that, I guess.
Yeah.
But just throwing like the order of these tracks together, we spent like 6 or 7 minutes, legit.
Yeah.
Let's say 10, okay?
Yeah.
We'll say 10 minutes, but
and we didn't we didn't throw them together and then listen to it all the way through and go, okay, that flows right, but that doesn't. So take that out and move that.
But we know that these 665 tracks are the definitive tracks from this era. There's no arguing. These are the 6, 6, and 5 tracks.
Yeah.
We agree wholeheartedly on them. Maybe you could make an argument there's a couple that could be bonus tracks that we had to push off. How being probably mine. I digress. My point is I'm committed to this fucking track listing.
As am I. I mean, I love it. I say we fucking create a new album cover, credits. We do the whole fucking thing. We press it up and we give it out for free.
Okay.
We spend hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars pressing it up and then give it away.
Well, we'll make Juggalos. We're going to make 5,000 copies of our definitive Missing Link album and hand them out for free at the gathering. You're welcome. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right, this is track 15. Let's go to track 16. What's our track? The next to last track on the album. It's important. What do you think it should be?
Oh, man.
What kind of track do you think it should be?
It's got to be. I think we're in the section of the album where it's got to be the uplifting shit.
I think so too.
Yeah,
it's got to be a little bit happy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So our track 16 is going to be Mr. White Suit.
Yeah.
I spoiled our last track just now, but here. All right, track 16 is Mr. White Suit.
All right, so we had you, and we knew before we even made this track list, Mr. White Suit was going on there.
Dude, this track fucking rules. This is like, this isn't track 14 is Down with the Clown, but this is like the Down with the Clown fucking song to me.
Yeah, right? It's Down with the Clown. To me, this is. I mean, this could have been the fucking Pass Me By. Honestly. You could have argued that, but
you could have argued that.
but I do believe that Mr. Whitesuit is a great song that belongs near the end of the album in that pick-me-up section where you just go, man, I'm happy to be a fucking juggalo.
Bro,
man.
just like you're imagining a picture of Joey the Butcher, you should imagine Mr. Whitesuit too.
Absolutely.
We like how many characters like this? Like this is a character of the Dark Carnival, right? How many characters like this do you think there are?
Well, I was thinking about this the other day. I think you got 3 sections of characters. You got characters that are their own characters that ICP explain and talk about. Then you got characters that are extensions of ICP.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Happy. Is Mr. Happy a new character or is it just a version of Violent J?
I think it's a version. I knew.
Right.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's what Joey the Butcher is. It's just a version of Shaggy.
Yeah.
But Mr. Whitesuit, I would say, is neither. It's a whole nother character.
I see.
It's not ICP at all.
Because they're both rapping. Do you think that's the difference?
That could be.
They're both
yeah.
telling a story of him. They're not telling a story of me.
Yeah.
So like even like a Night of the Chainsaw, a Night of the Axe, and Night of the 44. That's all like a version of Jay.
Yeah.
You would argue, right?
Boogie Woogie Woo. What would you say is a version of Jay, or is it a?
Oh, that's a great one. Because Jay does like, I mean, because he's the only one rapping in that song.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great question. Because I would say Boogie Woogie Woo is probably more of a character.
Yeah, I would say so too.
But I've always envisioned
And the Mad Professor.
That's a version of Jay, I think. Because he says, Shaggy,
Oh,
what up, y'all?
yeah, that's
So,
true.
but Boogie Woogie Woo, I have always envisioned as being Jay, though. Like, being, like, when I picture it, being Jay coming out from under
Yeah.
the bed and shit. It truly is. Like, I envision
Yeah.
the clown being Jay.
And if
So,
that's the case, then there's not many characters that are not just versions of Jay and Shaggy.
that's a good point. That's a great point.
Mr. Whitesuit is honestly like a rarity.
He is. You're right.
But
Interesting.
aside from the actual Joker's cards, the entities.
You know what, though? Even though, like, Shaggy is the only voice of Willoughby Rags, I see Willoughby Rags as a different character, though.
Yeah, I do too. Willoughby Rags is their own character.
Same as, like, the Ringmaster, when Jay does, like, his Ringmaster. Ladies and gentlemen.
So characters, and then you got, like, shit like the Dead Body Man. That seems like a version of Jay. You know.
Is it?
I mean, it seems like it.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, too. This is a great... This is what you come to Deck One Dealt for, y'all. This fucking conversation. You know, like, nobody else is having this conversation. Like, like, how do you interpret this, you know? But hey, this is all digressing. Like, I know we're getting into the weeds and some really, like, weird, like, deep niche ICP, like, obscure shit.
I think of it like this: if I were to draw a comic, say I were to make a comic book with all these characters in it, who would I represent them as? If I'm drawing a panel with Mr. Whitesuit, it's not going to be Jay in a white suit. But if I draw a panel with Boogie Woogie Woo, it might be Jay.
Yeah. I get that. That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Mr. Whitesuit is like a different, it's not ICP at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so the last track on the album is okay. That seemed like the definitive, like, reason to end the album. Like, Time is an okay closer. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think it's okay for Found. Like, that Time is the closer, but just listen to how okay starts and imagine if it were the closer, if you'd be okay with it. Just listen to it.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're just getting into it. He's explaining, like, feel good shit. Like, okay,
Yeah.
has to be the last song.
Yeah, I would agree.
God damn it, I love this song, bro. I don't give a hey, y'all haters. I know there's some okay haters out there. Fuck y'all, dude. This song fucking rules, and I'll argue it's one of the best ICP songs.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can suck my dick if you disagree.
I don't remember what I said about it during the review, but I like it on this playlist for sure.
I like it on this playlist as the final track, especially. It really does hit hard as the final track.
Zero says I'm Sweet is the last track. Okay, is whack.
Fuck you. Zero, I'm going to block you. Okay, Zero, let me block you real quick. I'm just kidding.
But, I mean, we didn't pick a I'm Sweet. Do you think that belonged on the definitive?
I don't. I do like I'm Sweet. As we discussed last week, like it's a sweet song. I really like it a lot. I even mentioned it could have been the last song. But it's just not like, it doesn't have that like hitting like last track, you know, I'm coming home, pass me by, nothing's left, thy unveiling, crystal ball, the pendulum's promise. Okay is the next logical. You could make the argument that Mr. White Suit could fit in this spot.
Yeah.
But not I'm Sweet. I don't think I'm Sweet deserves this track over either of those songs. Sorry.
Justin Manny asked me, do I fully agree that Missing Link is the best in the second deck now? No. Nope. The best in the second deck for me is going to be is either going to be Bang Pa Boom or Mighty Deathbot. Period.
And is it just the Mikey Clark production that does it for you, or what is it?
It's just everything. I think it's just everything, man. I just like the sound of those albums all together, all the way through.
Do you think that's also, though, due to the fact that
it's definitely Mikey Clark's the glue to it all? Yeah, for sure.
Maybe also because those are the oldest of the Joker's cards,
because
too?
they're the oldest. I think it was before Jay's change with his like weight loss and his dental surgeries, his voice change. You know, there was a lot of things. There was a big change after Mighty Deathpot.
Like those were like the transitional years of ICP. There's like a 5-year period there where like before they really transformed into kind of what they are here.
Yeah.
But,
and you still hear a little bit of that leftover sound from those first two albums in this, but it's completely gone by the time Fred comes out.
Yeah, I think is the real turning point, because I think there is a gradient from the, let's say, from the Wraith's Hell's Pit to Found. Like there is a gradient where they really are like really changing a lot of their sound, and it's mostly due to the fact that their producer isn't the same, and they're trying to find where then they are where should they be. And I think, for what it's worth, I think Yum Yum is really them finding the closest they've got to them really finding their new sound. And I'm really excited, especially if Kuma does the 6th, to see how that will come to fruition.
Yeah, it may change, you know. But for now, I mean, I can't pop in fucking Mighty Deathpot but not listen to almost every fucking song on that album and just be like, God, I fucking love this album.
I know.
Or even Bang Pow Boom. Bang Pow Boom's a little longer and it's a little more of a lag to get through, but I still love that album as well. And it's just, you know, I don't know. I don't know. But that being said, I do have a new respect for these albums now, and I do really like them.
The trio of these albums is something special.
Yeah,
man.
it's a great trio. It's a great trilogy.
This is a forgotten era of ICP, man. Like, this era is special in its own way, and you know, like, especially making the 17-track playlist, like, and really getting the best of all three of these albums. I think what I truly think is the best of. I think that this album is really like, I mean, it's top fucking ICP, dude. It really is. I love it. I fucking love it.
I mean, they loved it. I mean, they talked highly of it when they were, you know, putting out press for those albums.
You know, I do hate that, like, I think it's just the marketing of these three albums, like the reason they wanted to do the Lost and Found and whatever. Like, I think that they try to do something interesting with the marketing in that regard, and obviously, like, it didn't quite work in the grand scheme. Maybe at the time it worked money wise, and for that, you know, whatever, I applaud them. I'm never going to complain about extra ICP, but I think they could have made something way more special and memorable. Had they done an album closer to what we designed today,
Yeah.
I think it would have hit more in the importance of ICP's legacy.
Yeah.
Had they-
I think it would have for me, for sure.
And because of that, I think it is forgotten amongst juggalos like us. They're going to overlook these albums because it's like so scattered. That the greatness of this era is scattered amongst 3 albums. You know?
Well, Alex says ICP clearly hates this era. I don't know if they do or not. I don't know if they clearly hate it. I theorized that myself, that at least Jay did, because of the whole turmoil between him and
Young Wicked.
Young Wicked and the start of the fall, Fallout with Twisted and shit. So I would agree. I don't know for sure, but it seems like that, yes.
We talked about that a lot last week too.
Yeah, it seems like they skip over this era when they talk about
But
their
like
past.
I said, somebody did talk about it on one of the recent episodes. I'll mention it again just for those who didn't hear last week's. But somebody did ask or mention that Missing Link was overlooked or slept on, and Shaggy said, "I agree." So I think they do. I think at the time they really loved what they were making, but I think in hindsight, I think they do kind of just push it down. Like they don't care about it.
I think it was the cross between the reception that it had. Because, I mean, honestly, we're in a boom of ICP again. Like, we're in a boom where fans like us have come back.
Yes, we are.
And back then, it was like, it was in that period where there wasn't that. The boom hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And I think what brought a lot of people back was the obvious split.
Yep. And the march.
The split in the march really got old school juggalos to get back behind ICP
To start
again.
kind of being like, what's going on?
Yeah. And then to really show their loyalty again. And then I think that even sparked ICP to start really thinking about their music in a different way again. So this was in that area that wasn't really, that hadn't happened yet. So I think that.
Not to mention Bang Pow Boom and Mighty Death Pop were all Mikey Clark. This would have been the first, other than obviously Shangri-La and Hell's Pit. I mean, I don't know why we would not include them, but I'm just saying, like, of the second deck, this is the first like experimental card in the production regard.
Yeah, and I think that's a big reason why too.
I mean,
like
Young Wicked just came in during this time too. Kuma was just kind of getting in.
When I found out this card wasn't produced by
Mikey Clark.
I that was one of the main things that made me not care that much. And
you know what? When Lost released, I mean, I was already kind of during Mighty Death Pop. I cared about Mighty Death Pop, but it was very casual. When Lost came out, I didn't care at all.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is though. Like, why didn't I? I think I listened to it and sought it out, but I didn't like. I did go buy it eventually. Like, probably within. I think after Fountainhead came out, I think I bought Lost. But my point is, what is it that when Lost came out, I didn't say like, "Ooh, I gotta check that out." I truly think it was due to the fact that they were doing the double thing, and I didn't care about like the Jark album. Like, I wasn't interested like just mentally in like, oh, I don't want another themed ICP album. I just want an ICP album. Give me a fucking ICP album.
I think the double thing made me go, oh my, then that means there's going to be a bunch of shitty songs I don't like. They're doing too many songs.
Even subconsciously, I think that was happening to me.
Yeah.
too.
It's like the more songs they do in an era, the more songs that I'm not going to like are going to come out. And that's what I thought. Especially with Mikey Clark not producing, I was like, okay, well.
And like it almost seemed at that point too, like I don't know what it was in the air, or maybe there was some mention of like some kind of falling out with Mikey Clark or something too. So maybe there just wasn't like an appeal to ICP like by the time Lost came out. Had in hindsight, had Found come out first, I probably would have cared a little bit more about Lost. But when Lost came out, I listened to it, and like every ICP release that came out, even when I was in my lower not caring years, I still listened and kind of was like, let's just listen out of duty. Let me listen to this album. And Lost fell in that, and I was just kind of like, Okay, it's fine. There's a couple decent songs.
And I did that with Lost. I listened to it out of duty, and I didn't like it so much that I didn't even try Found.
Yeah. I don't know what it was though, but like when Found came out, especially and like really songs like Okay and The World Is Yours really was hitting me at that time and like really got me into it. And I think because I started listening to more Bang Pop Boom and Death Pop more due to Found. And I really got more into ICP's new sound due to that. So I appreciate Missing Link for that reason, truthfully. Like when Fred Fury came out, I bought it the day of. I went to the record store and went and bought a physical copy purposely because I was anticipating it thanks to Found. Like I truthfully, honestly thank Found for getting me back into ICP at that time.
I don't know what got me back into Fred. I started getting back into in the Fred era too. That's when we started the podcast. A lot of people are saying some things that are hitting. So, you know, the cover art for the card doesn't look good. That made people underestimate it. Yeah. The face, the Missing Link face was one of the things. And just the concept, I was like, that just sounds dumb.
I'd be curious. We were doing Keezy shows at the time. I think we started them in 2012. And by the way, Keezy Show is an old podcast I used to do. We did 150 episodes of, believe it or not. And all of my friends just came and talked to me, and we just bullshitted. It was just a bullshitting podcast. Carver was on many of them. But we did podcasts, and I know for a fact we brought up Lost and Found during those. I'm going to have to go back and find those. Like, because I know we brought it up and mentioned it.
It was probably just shit talking.
I think we were shit talking.
It was just complete shit talking.
Because none of us were into it at that time. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to go back and listen to how our honest first impressions were of those albums. I'm going to have to dig those up.
Our buddy Chris, if you want to know how we thought of this shit back then, our buddy Chris is still in that. He thinks the same way like we thought back then. Like he doesn't
give a fuck.
He has not come back, you know. And he's like, God, what the fuck is up with the lore? What's up with the the cards? What's up with the fucking ideas? Like, you know what I mean? To him, it just all sucks now.
Yeah. And I think that's similar for a lot of former juggalos. Let's just say that.
Yeah. But I realized a lot of it was when you were a kid, you know, and as you got older, you know, shit changes as you get older. So a lot of that shit, and they're changing as they get older. So their ideas are changing. Our reception of the ideas are changing. The music's changing. Everything's changing. So you just got to give it a few years like we did, go back to it, and it, you know, and it does grow.
And they're changing, you know, like truthfully, they're like, frame of mind literally isn't the same as it was 20 years ago, and you got to keep that in mind. You know, like they're older men now, middle-aged even. You know, they're gonna have different perspectives on shit. Like they're gonna have more thought-provoking, deeper thoughts on shit. They're gonna have it's just gonna be different, and like you just have to accept that in the grand scheme of things. And I think that's something that, as we've got older, and just since Fred Fury especially has come out, we've kind of been we've followed along. We've been falling into that ourselves and kind of like coming to terms with that ourselves. Like we're also getting older and thinking about life differently, and that's just life, man. And I think us being, you know, 10 years behind ICP in age, essentially, we're just kind of like, we've always been kind of like in lockstep with them. Like life-wise, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's interesting how that's kind of played out over the years.
Yeah. Somebody says Fearless Fred had a solid concept and fresh experimental sound. Yeah, I would say out of the second deck, Bang Pow Boom and Fearless Fred are my favorite cards.
Fred might be the most fleshed out as far as lore of the Joker's cards. Like the most like, I'd say Malenko-ish.
Well, because it's also it's not that complicated,
right?
It's it's just like a Joker looking thing that's like angry, and it's another like Carnival Carnage. It's like a hood Joker coming for the, you know, it's angry coming for the critics and the people and the, you know. I think Bang Pow Boom is my favorite just because the thought of an explosion, like an entity that is an actual like explosion, I thought was a kind of a cool concept. And I really like the really sharp looking face of that card. I think it's
Yeah.
a really cool looking card.
It's definitely, it stands out. It's interesting because all of them, like
Yeah.
we've mentioned, have like that kind of spiky, like
yeah.
literally every card is spiky. Like look at
Yeah.
all of them have the fucking like pointiness, you
Mhm.
know. So I don't know what that means, but my point is like there is something interesting that Fred Fury for some reason does stand out, even though it's just as spiky and weird and kind of seemingly generic.
And as far as straight up just classic looking ICP shit, it's Fred Fury is that all the way. I mean, Fred Fury looks like a classic card. So
Justin Manny said, "This is like the Jerry Springer final thought."
Jerry, give me your final thought, fool.
That's right, man. I mean, this is our wrap up thoughts of this era, man. Like,
Yeah, well, this is the last card until the 6 comes out. We don't have any more Joker's cards to do.
yeah. So we'll do Forgotten Freshness 5 next week, but this era is like we I don't want to put it lightly. Like this triple threat of an era here is important in ICP's legacy, and it does get left like overlooked, unfortunately, and. It's dope, man. Like there's some very dope shit to come out of this, and it's just as good as anything they've done or are doing today. Like it's real. There's some classic fucking shit going on here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I
ICP is,
agree.
and it's just a testament. Like even during ICP's, this is ICP's off years, bro. This is,
Yeah.
you know, this is their off years, and they're still fucking schooling it
Mm-hmm.
in
I mean-
in an unbelievable way.
When you've done it as long as them, it's hard not to put out good shit. Even
It's
when
crazy.
Even when you're not, even when you're off a little, you're still gonna. That's all they know.
They're masters, dude. It's and it's the reason why we can do a whole fucking podcast about them. You know, they're really two of a kind, man.
When they first announced that they were gonna do a second deck, that was one of the things that made me go, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
here we go, fucking here we go, great." And then Bang Pop Boom came out and I liked it. Mighty Death Pop came out, I didn't like it as much until I went back to it, and then it just dropped from there until Fearless Fred came out and sparked my interest again. And
Again, you forgot.
yeah,
You forgot.
And,
It's because it was. I truly think it was because it was spread out, bro. Had they made our album that we made today,
yeah.
it would have been. This would have been a classic era. I truly think.
Not to mention the years. It's spread out in years, too. They made one every fucking year, basically, for the first deck.
Yeah, you're
The
right.
first deck was done in less than 10 years.
You're right.
Damn near.
You're right. This one is taking way longer.
Yeah. It's just taking a lot longer, So, and I think that could be it, too. And it's just.
Let's see. Bang Pop Boom came out what?
09.
2009. So yeah, that's 10, 11, 12. We're 13 years already,
Yeah.
and we still got another one to go. That's probably a year or two out at least. So we'll be 15 years, and then we still got 5 more Joker's cards to go after that.
Yeah, I think, yeah, man.
Dude, ICP's gonna be 60 years old
If they
releasing
don't
the final
start-
Joker's card.
dude, they better start pumping them out. I don't
Dude,
fucking
Jay,
care.
let's look at it like this. Jay just turned 50. All right, they still have 6 more Joker's cards, and one of them they're gonna do a double album.
Yeah,
They still have 7 more Joker's cards to release, bro.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Oh my God, they are fucked. They are completely fucked.
Yeah.
All right, well, we hope they just keep it going.
Yeah. Carver, well, Justin Manny, do you like know about me or something? He says, Carver, you see the false flag in Buffalo yesterday. Do you assume that I'm a conspiracy theorist?
I mean, you've mentioned it. We've talked about that.
Have I? I did, but I'm not going to talk about that. We'll just leave it there.
All right.
So.
All right, man. Well, I think we've done a great job, like, covering this era and, like, really wrapping it up. And,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I really do.
True trilogy.
A true
I would say.
trilogy. I have a newfound appreciation for this era. Truthfully, I think it's another great era in ICP's history, and I hope more Juggalos, find something they like about the Missing Link, Lost and Found era, man. Like
Somebody asked earlier if we're putting the track list up.
Yeah. I'll post a link to it on our socials and shit. I'll post a link to it.
Yeah, so check that out. We'll have it up there, and maybe listen to that. And if you find anything that needs to be changed around, change one, make your own shit. Fuck.
If you think something will flow better, seriously, let us know, man. Like we really will. Like, I'll listen to this playlist and see how it flows and see how it goes too. So we'll see what happens. So next week we'll talk about Forgotten Freshness 5. And then we'll hopefully I'll have another Juggalo Origin lined up by then too. Be on the lookout in a few weeks. We're gonna debut the next Cartoon Nightmares. Those are gonna keep happening, whether y'all like it or not. Barkle Brothers is flying off the shelves.
Flying.
If you get Barkle Brothers merch, tag us at Deck One Delta on whatever. Let us know. Like we'll shout you out or whatever, man. We appreciate the love. Like seriously, people seem to really be into it, and we appreciate it. It's fun, man. We're having a good time making that shit and putting it out.
Oh yeah, and y'all keep drawing some shit. We'll keep photoshopping and graphic design and drawing, and we'll just have some dope ass shit coming.
Get you some fucking Barkle Brothers socks.
Yeah, bro.
All right, bro. You ready to shuffle the fuck up on out of here?
And slide this one back into the second deck. We got one more.
Oh no, we're done with the second deck.
Well, until the 6th comes out.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Peace.
Peace, y'all. Have a good one. Thanks, nobody.